on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way.
Well, here we go. This is the moment we've been waiting for. It's the reason we're here. Well, not in the Philippines in general, but we've never tried lechon before. It's our very first time, and we're about to find out just how good or bad it is. Welcome back to another video here in the Philippines, everyone. We're in Manila, and as promised, this week we are going to be eating some food.
So if you're just tuning in for the very first time here in the Philippines, last week we're actually exploring the city, experiencing Manila for the very first time. My name is Anna, this is Trevor. We are the Delightful Travelers.
Just in case you don't know who we are, but we are at Mercado Centrale. It's a night market, and we're about to get right into it.
So from what I gather, there are a few of these markets around the city, but tonight we're in BGC, mainly because it's the area we're staying in. I've read a lot about the market. It sounds like there's loads of food here. We're going to try to find some Filipino dishes, of course, and some international dishes as well, I believe.
All right, I think we found something already.
Yes, we found lots of places with meat on sticks. So we just asked what's the most popular. One of them is barbecue pork. Another one was an intestinal one, which, sorry guys, it's not doing that tonight. So we got the pork, and I think we're gonna get some chicken as well.
There's so much food here. Here's the chicken we just ordered, and this is the pork that they said is very, very popular with locals. But there's also, this is pig ear, and there's also innards right over there by Anna.
So we totally lucked out and got a table. It's Saturday night, so we figured it would be pretty busy here. It's not too bad at the moment, but the tables are pretty full. But just to give you a little bit of background on the layout here, basically all of the kiosks are around the outer edge, and then in the middle there is a bar, and then all the tables are situated around it. And as I said, they're pretty busy, but we just happened to come up and people were leaving.
So we are starting things off today with barbecue pork. Now that might sound basic, but we asked the lady at the stall, and she said this is the most popular meat on a stick in the market for locals. So we were a little surprised at that because there's a lot of options. There's a lot of innards and things like that as well, and intestines. We don't really eat that stuff. I'm not sure if we will today, so sorry if we don't. But this we can get on board with. I love pork, and the fact that locals are into it makes you really want to try it out. So let's give it a go. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, first bite, and I get that absolutely right away. When we walked in, the barbecues are on the perimeter, and they're cooking all this delicious smelling meat, which is probably this stuff, and you see all this smoke and things like that. And now that I'm trying this pork, you can tell right away that it is just coated in this delicious barbecue sauce. It's kind of savory and a little bit sweet at the same time. And that's one thing we're noticing about Manila so far. Any foods we try, sweet seems to be the preference of choice when it comes to flavors. But you can see the little char marks as well, and the meat is just cooked to perfection, and it's on a stick, so it makes it really fun to eat. This is really, really good, and I see right away why this is a popular thing with locals. So we're off to a good start, and now I just want to try that chicken.
All right, so we just finished off that pork. I had a bite of it too. I can attest that it's absolutely delicious. Definitely get that if you're coming here. We also have some beer to wash it down. And funny enough, San Miguel, which I'm pretty sure is Spanish, seems to be the beer of choice. You can get it everywhere here in Manila. Maybe someone could explain to us why it's so popular here. I don't even know if there's a domestic beer here or if it really is just San Miguel. I got a light, and Trevor just got the regular Pilsner. We also have our chicken here. I'm really excited to try it. So both, I should say, in the bag came two different sauces. Maybe this is supposed to go with the pork, but I didn't know what to do with it, so we just left it there. And then here in with the chicken, there's a darker sauce, but again, it's in a bag, so I don't really know how to open it. You're just supposed to sort of rip it open and pour it over the chicken. If there's any Filipinos watching, maybe you can explain to us what we're gonna do with it. For now, I think I'm just gonna skip over it and try the chicken itself. So they gave us a plastic spoon and fork, but I was having a really hard time getting it off, so sorry guys, I'm just using my hands here. Thankfully I washed them first, so I'm making sure they're clean, no worries. Doesn't that look delicious? Nice and charred. It's got some black, like charcoal-y stuff happening on it, which is perfect for barbecue chicken.
It looks superb, and I can definitely confirm it smells so good.
Really good. It's nice and tender. It basically falls off the bone mostly, except I kind of had to rip it off, as you saw. I actually love that charred part. Was the best part. You think it looks burnt, but it just adds like super yummy flavor to it. Barbecue sauce is not overly overwhelming. It's just a little bit sweet, but otherwise not too much happening. Definitely not too spicy or anything like that if that was your concern, but it's just a yummy barbecue chicken.
I'd say we're off to a pretty good start so far.
Definitely.
A lot more food to try yet.
Yeah.
So round one was really good, but there are so many options here. We keep talking about what we're gonna eat next, but
I don't know how we decide.
I don't have a clue. So while we're trying to decide, we think we're gonna go get some chicken skin. That's right, chicken skin.
All right, so we got our chicken skin with garlic parmesan. It looks like they put it in a bucket and then like shook it so that it gets all over the chicken skin. Have you ever eaten just chicken skin on its own?
I feel like I've had it at a fancy place, but definitely not at a night market. But I have to say this, maybe you try it while I'm just gonna let you guys know just a thought here. After being in Manila just for now a few days, at a night market, this chicken skin is branded almost as if it's fast food, and we notice so much fast food in Manila. So I just find that really interesting that this specific spot looks like fast food, but the first place we had just came in like paper plastic bags. So how is it?
It's yummy.
I'm gonna have to try some of this.
The garlic parmesan is delicious, and it really just, to me, feels like eating a chip.
Yeah, it's like
A really crunchy chip.
a really crunchy chip, full of that Parmesan, and it's garlic as well. You know, on our part of the world, and I know KFC is very big here, it's like eating the skin off of a KFC like chicken breast.
It is, but if you didn't know it was chicken skin, would you know that's what it is? Like,
I don't think so, actually. That's good if I was like a blindfold test.
Yeah.
I'd probably think it's just a chip
really,
or a crisp.
really crunchy.
Yeah. Anyway, while we're trying to figure out what these actually are, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna eat next, and you'll probably see that in just a second. There's a lot of choices here. All right, next up, well, if any of you are longtime viewers, you know we love our Mexican food, and we were walking around looking for what to try, and lo and behold, we found a place called Shaco's, and I noticed right away they have some beef in a pot, like a slow cooker, just cooking up. Smells absolutely delicious. We just had to stop there because, well, Mexican food is probably our favorite food on the planet. Now, we got two different kind of tacos today. I got a beef one in a hard shell. I never get a hard shell. I always go for a corn tortilla, but there's not a corn tortilla today. And I believe Anna's got a chicken one in a soft shell. So we're gonna give that a try. And the reason we got this, I know it's probably not like traditional Filipino food, but you know what? This market isn't all about that. Filipinos don't eat traditional Filipino food every day. This market proves that you can have anything you want to. It's absolutely fascinating. Here we go. Look at this. It's covered in cheese. Like, there's so much cheese on this. I'm probably gonna make such a big mess when I take a bite, but let's go. You ready for the crunch? Oh wow. Oh no. Oh yes. I was a little skeptical. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this, but the meat is what I noticed right away, and that's what I thought, because when I walked by, that's what I smelled. There's so much cheese on it though, I would say it's a little bit too much. But the sauce, I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm not even sure if you can see, but there's some lettuce in there and tomato. It's really good. It's not at all like a traditional Mexican taco. It's more like a Texas taco or something like that, or maybe a North American taco. That makes sense. Manila in the Philippines definitely leans towards like a Western influence when it comes to food a little bit, but it's really good. It's solid. We haven't had Mexican food in so long, so I'm pretty jammed up, pretty excited about it.
All right, so I think Trevor said this already, but I went for chicken and a soft shell, which is a floured shell. They don't have corn tortillas here. It's huge. I feel like this is going to be the messiest thing ever, but I'm going to try to eat it without making a huge mess. We'll see how that goes. Wow.
You're doing a better job than I did. I made a mess, an absolute mess.
Wow. So the beef was in the front, so you could really see it, but they were cooking the chicken in the back, so I didn't see it at all. They said it was going to take a few minutes, but they were cooking it on a grill, I thought. But it's like definitely marinated in a lot of spices, and it's delicious. And then they have some sort of, I noticed they had like, I think on the ingredient list it said special sauce. So no idea what it was, but it was a white sauce, but it goes really, really well with it. Like Trevor said, I think there's a little bit too much cheese. I would prefer a little bit less, but it's still really, really yummy. But yeah, totally not authentic, but really, really delicious. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this.
Well, a few hours have passed, and now there's definitely more people in the market. However, it's still not as busy as I thought it would.
Not at all. For Saturday night, I thought it would be packed here, but there's definitely no lineups. Tables are very busy though. But there's one more dish that we really, really want to try. It's probably number one on our list of things to try. It's one of the most popular dishes, I think, here in the Philippines.
It's the most popular, I believe. It's lechon. If you guys are wondering, I'm sure some people by now are like, try lechon, but I don't even know if I'm pronouncing right. It might be lechon or lechon. We'll find out in a second. Alright, so here we go. We're about to try lechon for the first time. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a suckling pig, and I think it's the most popular dish here in the Philippines by far. I think the showstopper on it is supposed to be the skin. It's roasted really nice, and you can see it looks like it's going to be crispy. And then the inside, it looks really tender. So we're told also this comes from Cebu, which is we're in Manila, so it's just another big city. It's one of the bigger cities. So let's see how it is. Wow, that is intense. There's so much flavor packed into this thing. I don't even know where to start. There's actually kind of different cuts of meat, and the version we ordered is spicy. That's why I'm kind of sweating right now. So there's two different kinds. I don't know what normal is. I guess it's just maybe it's more the traditional way. We always go for spice when we see it. Some of the pieces of pork are a little fatty and some are very tender. I definitely prefer the tender ones, but the skin is where it's at. Hands down, the skin is the crunchy part. And last year we were in Indonesia and we tried to find something similar to this. I think they call it suckling pig as well. There might be a different name, but we didn't find a version with the skin. So it's actually a nice surprise this time to actually find it with the skin. It's really, really good. I see why it's a popular dish. It will take some getting used to because I'm just not used to having the skin like that so crunchy, but we got a lot longer here in the Philippines yet, so I know we're going to be having a lot more lechon. All right, believe it or not, we're trying to find one more thing to eat, and we came over to something called Tipsy Ice Cream, and it's called, well, I guess it's alcoholic ice cream.
Yes.
What's in it?
Different kinds of liquor, sir.
What kind of flavors?
So here, I'll give you our best sellers. This one is the hot chocolate brandy, and this one's mango tequila.
Well, why don't you try the mango tequila?
Mango tequila, it's very tropical, made with fresh mangoes.
Fresh mangoes. You try the other one too, since I can't flip the camera in time. Oh, well, how are you gonna decide?
For me, it's all about the chocolate. All about the chocolate.
Chocolate it is.
Chocolate.
Yeah. All right, so we figured we'd finish things off with something a little bit sweet, and we came across alcoholic ice cream, which maybe is the best idea ever. This one is chocolate brandy, and it's melting super quickly, so we better hurry up and get this. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like really, really rich, almost like dark chocolate. And the brandy, unless there's something else in it, adds a little bit of spiciness to it. It almost tastes like Mexican chocolate ice cream. If you've ever had that with like the chilies in it, it reminds me of that a lot. It's really delicious.
Sounds delicious.
So good. I have to eat it before it all melts.
You're gonna have to maybe save me some of that, I think.
I don't know about that.
This is so gooey. It looks so chocolatey. Oh yes. Oh, I can really. Did he say? I think he said it's brandy. I can taste it now, but I get Anna's Mexican chocolate reference. What an amazing idea. We're walking around here, and all you can hear is this guy going, alcoholic ice cream, alcoholic ice cream. It's like music to my ears. If they could only invent a beer ice cream or something, that would be the only thing that's better. But this is so good. This is absolutely, honestly, delightful. Well, that was an absolute food feast. I'm so glad we did that. We weren't sure what to do in our second video here in Manila, but we had a hunch a night market would be a good idea.
And we always love a night market. I feel like you never go wrong. It's one of our favorite things for sure.
And we tried so much good food now. If we missed some things, if any of you are watching and you're like, you missed this, you missed that, just let us know in the comments.
Leave a comment.
Because we know we'll be back. We're only 2 people, we can't eat everything, but we thought we did an okay job of trying a few Filipino dishes and then of course mixing it up with some Western food.
Yeah, and not just that, but some other people might be watching it for ideas, and then they can read the comments too to figure out what they should be eating at the market.
Now, if you like the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, click subscribe if you're new around here, and hit the bell because there's a lot of Filipino food videos coming out next. And if you haven't seen our last video, if you happen to be wondering, we were in Manila still, exploring it for the very first time. And next up,
We're going to Coron.
we're heading to Coron, which is supposed to be one of the more beautiful islands. There's like 7,000 islands here. They're all beautiful, I'm sure, but we're going to Coron. So make sure you hit subscribe just to follow our adventures there.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Manila, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.
Oh,